Hey, I'm Aaron, one maybe two retro. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a hot minute since I've last published anything. You may be able to find a video online. I'm not sure if I'm going to publish it yet as I'm recording this, but just explaining where I've been for the last 4 to 5 months since getting EBBS up and running. But in the meantime, it's time for me to get back to my regular channel antics and journey. I have here my very first ever SX64. I got it in around February 2024. You've probably seen my repair videos. It's time for me to upgrade it so it will actually run JiffyDOS. This is going to be my main gaming machine. Yeah, it's got a couple scratches and some other stuff I could do to upgrade it, but let's get the hardware upgrade done first, and then let's see some cool games being played on this. Hopefully, maybe, if I do it right. Okay. Just to show you, woohoo! We got the Commodore SX64 is up and running. I got my trusty. Oh no, don't spill that. I got my trusty Commodore. No, not Commodore, but it says Space Invader video, but this is I believe a Quick Shot clone. I think it's actually just named Quick Shot, but that's okay. We're gonna just quickly use this as a demonstrator. And you know what? I picked up all these games in Kitchener, Waterloo, Ontario. F-15 Strike Eagle. What year? What year is that? Look, it's even got the MPS sticker still on it. That is awesome. We aren't going to play 10th frame. Also, Ace of Aces, and what's this one? Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Trainer. All of these I played extensively. Ooh, this one says it's got a tape, but I thought it was a disc. Ooh, hold on, let's have a quick look. Hey, Chuck. Sounds like, oh, it's a tape. I never owned it on tape. I owned it on disc. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, today's about discs, not tapes. Let's see. F-15 Flight Eagle. I got a manual here. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. Put that down in frame here. Isn't that cute? Yeah. All right. Let's have a quick inspection of the disc. Looks pretty clean. Now, of course, if I put it in the drive, what do I got to do? It's got to be load, shift, string, comma 8. Oh, it helps if I type it correctly. Disk drive's going. Go list. Well, apparently we can boot. Let's load. Comma 8, comma 1. The reason why I'm loading this, and I'll fast forward. Don't worry, we'll fast forward this. The reason why I'm loading this is to give you a sense of its current speed, because when we install JiffyDOS, I'm hoping these load times aren't quite as long as we're dealing with right now. Now, I can't remember if F-15 Strike Eagle had a Fastloader built in. It is copyrighted. It doesn't say. Can I quickly find it before it finishes loading? Probably have all day. 15 Strike Eagle C64 F-15 1984. Same year, I believe, as the EPYX Fastloader came out. So it might have some basic fast loading routines, but I don't think so. But as you can see, I've got it streaming here. So this is a really long load. Probably what I should be doing is taking the top off this while it's loading. Oh boy. Oh yeah. And I did mention the EPYX Fastload cartridge. It'd be interesting to see if that actually makes a difference before I put JiffyDOS in. Do you guys have time for this? If not, feel free to fast forward to the next chapter. Wow. Okay. So I think we're safe to say no fast load on this. I mean, maybe. Holy cow! Taking forever. Better have a sippy. You know, after you get used to using, my deoxit has evaporated in the few months that I've been away. Well. Guess I'll have to add some to the container. Just goes to show how used to JiffyDOS you tend to get. Pardon me. All right. Here we go. Oh, we got some good foamy action from the solution of, and we'll get just a Q-tip here, and we'll just do some rubbing. Oh, look at that buildup. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that may not have been in frame, but oh, that is, oh, we've got action going on here. I don't want to miss that, but I'm gonna, if we just zoom in for you here. Oh, look how dirty that was. All right, well, glad I, oh my goodness. Maybe it's not ready to go in yet. Yikes. Where did I put my garbage over there? Okay, I guess it's another clean round on that. This still hasn't loaded. What on earth? Big piece of software, I guess. Yeah, this time I'm just gonna, on a Q-tip maybe? I probably did that off frame, didn't I? Now it's cleaner. Look at that. Okay. Much better. All right. Yeah. All ready for our next test. If this ever finishes loading. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so one of the things I've been doing during my so-called hiatus is I have been doing a lot of compiling of my latest version of EBBS. I've been able to get the source code, get it up and running. Hey, there it is. Air Combat Mission. There we go. Turn it down on my monitor. Is that the right switch for volume? Should be. Oh, crap. It's coming out of the... It's coming out of here. Well, maybe I'll just... there we go. F7 to begin flight training. or something. Authenticate. Enter code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't seem to be controlling anything. Okay, other port. Let's see what happens. Oh, I hit him. All right. Well, there you have it. A working version. It was worth the $4.99 Canadian I paid for it. Well, let's see if this cartridge actually works. Here we go. Turn on EPYX Fastload. And hey, Fastload is recognized. Now let's see what happens when we load this up. Oops. Now, if I remember correctly, I can use some shortcuts at $, and now it'll give me a directory. Nice. Haha, much easier. And if I go the universal /, will it load it? Yes. Hey. Now, I didn't actually notice how long it took me to start that up. Uh-oh. Okay, so the boot doesn't like the boot. There we go. Now the question is, will it load quicker? By George, I think it is. Like, the head is constantly playing now. There's very few of those pauses to, I'm guessing it's buffering data from the drive and waiting for the IEC bus to catch up, the serial bus, which is obviously internal. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Did you see how quick that loaded? And it's not just a demo or anything. Oh my goodness, 1.4. Now, sadly, it doesn't increase the speed of the polygon rendering. And as great as this game was, woo-hoo, crash and burn. Okay. Well, we have an idea with the EPYX Fastload. The whole point of this was, of course, and I know I should probably archive this and use the copies that I archived. I'll do that in a bit, but the key thing we're going to do here right now is we're going to upgrade this to JiffyDOS. And hopefully we'll see the same speed improvements. And of course the JiffyDOS does come with a switch on it. For those that are interested, not sponsored, but I got these from Retro Rewind here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They are available in the US and Europe, fully licensed version. So the current owner of the license, maybe the original author, can't remember, or one of, does actually get paid for that IP, which if you've watched me on the channel, you know that's an important thing for me as a software developer. Software brings us a lot of happiness, unless you can't actually purchase it somewhere, or I do believe in the fact that you have the right to copy and make backup copies, etc. But anyways, I digress. Maybe I should cut that out. One more set of screws on the other side. We'll get this lid off. We'll get the power unplugged because we don't want to be putting our fingers in here. I will remind people that this is a TV in here, although much lower voltage. I do have a probe. I do work on monitors. I haven't in years, but I do know how to work on monitors. Well, that's another story. Maybe not as well as some other folks, but I do know how to do so safely. So please if you're going to follow this, keep your fingers away from the cathode ray tube. I'll point that out. Keep your fingers away from the high voltage section. We're only going to be working on the IC boards. And you should be properly grounded. These are old machines. They can be sensitive, although not as sensitive as some of the modern ones. And if you must know, my ground is on my leg. And look at what I just did. I said I didn't want to unplug this, but I've done it now. Here we go. So we're just going to turn this, get these screws on this side. So 3 screws on each side, and then this will lift away. And you can see the insides. Now, I know other folks have done this on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of other enhancements. I'm trying to do enhancements that don't actually alter the original configuration of the system. I'm trying not to use I'm trying not to, trying to make sure, at least for this system, to, 2 more screws. Pardon me. We have 2 more screws at the very back here. I'm trying to keep it as original as possible, but at the same time, add enhancements that can be undone. And so it's not so much that I'm worried about keeping it absolutely original for my gameplay, is that this machine has a purpose. And maybe I should be using the C64 for that purpose. But this unit draws a lot of attention when I go to conferences. I've got some cool games that I'll show you at the end. Okay, so here we are. I don't believe that was from any of the devices I've been working with here. So we're just going to put that aside. I'm leaving it plugged in here because this is where it gets really flimsy. Okay, so again, over here you can see warning, high voltage. Do not be touching this unless you know what you're doing. And of course, if you know what you're doing, you know that you have to ground it out. Over here, high power, is the power supply. Again, we're not going anywhere near this side of the unit. We're going to focus everything over here, hopefully. And hopefully I'm not getting my head too deep in here. Now, there's 2 different parts to this system. There is the motherboard, the main board, which is right here. And this will have our kernel ROM adapter. You will see that right here is the PLA. I replaced the PLA with an aftermarket PLA. They're relatively inexpensive. I'm not going to use an original. The chip that we're interested in, it should be this chip right here. And we'll just double check that. So we've opened this up. We're going to do a quick check here for ROM schematic diagram. There we go. And so what do we have here? Oh, look at that. Service manual. Excellent. And what do we have? We have this PCB layout, right? And yep, maybe it'll be easier to see here. We're looking for the kernel ROM, which is UD3. And so we see UD4, UD3, 2564. This is 2332A. And the next one, yes, I was right. This one in here will be the ROM we're looking for. This is the ROM we're looking for. This one's relatively easy to pop out. Here we go. Now, remember that we also want to make sure that these are guided somewhere so I can use the switch. Again, I'm not going to alter my case to use the switch. Probably a good place for me to have this exit will be out the side of the case here as our SX64 ROM, and that's the key. I believe the key is facing towards these chips. Yep. Yeah, and I can feel it on the chip right there. And then the drive ROM, I believe, is going to be right here. And we can just double check that. Drive ROM. Here we go. The floppy disk layout. So again, looking from this side, which is this side here, and going right, we're going to find, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the second one down. So both are not in the easiest places to get to, but we have a couple tricks up our sleeves to deal with that. This one being a bit easier. Now, you can disassemble this entire unit, but don't, because it's actually not too tough to get in here and pull these things out. The key is always to remember the orientation that you're pulling the chip out from. So I have my little chip, one of my chip puller sploogers, and I think I can get under this one fairly easily. There we go. There's not a heck of a lot of room in here. But once you get it going, let the record show that I was pretty gentle with those pins, and that you should be able to see here that pin is out. That is the key, and we double check to make sure we did actually pull out the correct one. And the correct one is the kernel ROM, which is 251104-4R. And we'll put that very gently aside. Now, one may ask, Aaron, no doubt somebody's going to ask, Aaron, the number of pins on the one that you pulled out seem to be one. Oh, here is it. This is probably an easier way to see that. 1, 2, 3, 4 extra pins. Well, actually, those pins are technically redundant. It only uses the first 12 pins. And over here, it doesn't even use that, and they become redundant. So as long as we insert this with the key facing the right way, and we insert it on, if I'm not mistaken, the back set of pins, holes, IC holes, i.e. like that, we're fine. And everything I've read has indicated that. So let's just protect that IC for now. We're also going to pull this other ROM. A little more difficult, but again, with some patience, we should be able to pull that out without pulling out this entire card. Now you can unhook that plastic and maybe get this cable out of our way, please. Oh my goodness, Aaron. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? It's not letting me. There we go. So we can pull that out. Now, sadly, there is only one angle of approach from here that you can get. into that ROM, and it really is from up here like this. So we're just going to go slow, 3/4 of the way. Might be able to use this tool now. Nope. But can I use this tool now? Yes, there we go. Oh, now I bent one of the legs. I'm going too fast. But I have almost got this to a point where I believe, yep, I got one side out. Apply a bit of, where's that straight one? There it is. Pressure on the other side. There we go. And so again, very gently. Yeah, so the pin oh, look at that. So this is the pin I bent, but I've already bent it back while it was in there. And then, yeah, just not quite as happy as I would like it. Hold on one second. Gonna take a little sip here. ROM 901229005 AE. So that is our ROM. There is the pin I bent in. So I believe the key was facing this way, but we're going to double check that. And yeah, that's the direction of the key. So again, this drive ROM should go in here, and you can see that it is short a couple pins, but that's okay. So we've removed the two other drive ROMs. The two other kernels, the main kernel and the drive kernel. And so we need to put in the drive kernel and the main kernel. And to help me do that, I have a couple options. I certainly have seen some folks use a bracket or a device that will hold the back and will allow them to apply some sort of pressure. I'm going to attempt with this first, and then if I have to back up, the key is to get it lined up with the pins. And I'm going to take this blue off here because it was in my way. And I may not be able to do it from this angle with this tool. Yep. So we can use, I like this trick. This trick is cool if I can find the tool. If you have a PC that you've been working on and have one of the back L brackets, they're pretty much just the right size. If you don't, something else flat and a bit of tape can help you do that as well. For instance, my little trusty plastic sploogers here. All right. I'm just going to take my time, try and get this to work. That's plastic, so that's good. So I should be... Wait, hold on a second. Future self here. Let's zoom in on that. Well, will you look at that? Apparently, I tried to install the main kernel ROM as the drive ROM. Able to, and again, the direction that we want the pins to be facing. Let's recap. After spending an exorbitant amount of time trying to remove both the main kernel ROM and the drive kernel ROM, I've ended up trying to install the two of them backwards, and in fact succeeded, and then realized that I had installed them backwards before turning on the EBBS. I'm going to fast forward through this, and I'm going to share a little lesson that you would have seen in the extended cut. But it's way easier if you remove the chip on the drive board that's just above the drive kernel ROM. Even though it's pretty narrow, it gives you almost 30% more space for you to be able to lower that drive kernel ROM into place, and also allows you to see where the pins are lining up. Once I figured out that little trick, things happen much quicker. The sad thing is the amount of force that I had to put on that new chip going into that old socket was pretty extreme. Anyways, I'm not going to torture you with that. Back to our program. Okay. One more try, and this time I'll put in the correct one. I mean, that is the problem with I hate doing this like this. Brute fucking force. Let's see what I broke. And if I did, well, serves me right for taking the shortcut. Back in order a bit there. You see, that's how I'd expect it to go in. All right, and then this one again. A little bit of pain. My memory corrects is correct. That was on like that. And this needs to go in down here. Like that. Okay. So, moment of truth. Here we go. Oh, wait. How about we reassemble the cables We got that one. We got that one. This is good. It's good. That's good. That's good. This is in the off position. Let's twist this a little. Let's plug our power in. Let's plug our video in. Let's plug our joystick in. We'll get our keyboard and put them back down here. Let's get the chips, the original chips, out of the way. Get the keyboard on here. Don't need the screwdriver in my way right now. We are talking about F-15 Strike Eagle. Let's get the disc in a position where I can reach it. All right. Moment of truth. Ho ho! Hey, look. It's JiffyDOS. And it's on. All right. And if we turn that off, we switch the switch the other way. Hey, it's JiffyDOS. Bugger. I can't turn it off. Interesting. Okay. We have reassembled everything. I've plugged everything back in. If I turn on the computer, we have JiffyDOS installed. Is it on the drive? It's on the drive. In theory, I should be able to turn off the computer, turn off the switch, turn the computer back on, and yeah, see, that should be I think, connected to this. Because even though I've turned, okay, so it's Commodore DOS now on the drive, but JiffyDOS is still enabled in the kernel, which isn't so much of a bad thing other than the fact that that means I can't use this switch to disable JiffyDOS across all drives, including externally connected drives. But now I preemptively put this away because I had an outtake where I recorded myself doing all the tests without recording the tests themselves. So, time to test F-15 Strike Eagle again. Excellent. Here, we'll get that in a view. Everybody wants to see that. Get the disc out. Okay, well, actually, we're going to turn off the computer, swap it back to JiffyDOS, I hope. Very good. And let's see how long it takes to do a directory. Oops, @ directory, please. Pretty fast, maybe faster than the other. And then I think it's shift run stop. Loads the first thing on the disk on the SX64. I don't know why they didn't implement that in future versions of the C64, but to each their own. How have I lost connection to everybody? Hopefully, you're all still recording. You're all still recording. Excellent. So yeah, that should be an easy fix. I think I have to remove one of these yellows and double it up on the switch. It should be that easy. There. Here we go, authenticate. And there we go. I got him. Oh, so many hours playing this, but man, was it slow. Nice. Wow, he flew right by me. It's not even showing up on radar. Don't stall, don't stall. And a little altitude there. Good. Okay. My ultimate gaming machine is now working. Time to reassemble. Oh, wait, no. Be right back. Thank you very much, Ultimate Gaming Machine. One last test, make sure it actually works. Nope. Switch to retroscaler. Haha, JiffyDOS. JiffyDOS. Excellent. Once again, eh? Gonna do that. All right. Now, there we go. Nope. That's all you get. Well, that was my dive into my SX64 installing JiffyDOS this time around. Next time I will make an attempt to put in the VIC-2 dicer. But as you can see, with the RAD expansion unit, we can play Doom on my Ultimate Gaming SX64 in my dreams. So, hey, I'm Aaron at One Maybe Two Retro. Thanks for joining me. If you had fun with this video, join me for others in my journey. You can always click to subscribe. I'm not doing this for a monetary purpose, but just sharing my journey back into the retro world, as I did with throughout my career and my youth with computer user groups, etc. Look forward to the next inspiring or uninspiring video that that's going to keep you entertained. Thanks. Cheers. Enjoy my journey. Thanks for joining my journey. What am I going to do with this keyboard? I'm going to put this computer back in the corner. It's a little delicate. Next time I'll show you some stuff in the 128, hopefully. Maybe you'll connect to my bulletin board system that's been up and running now for 5 months. And I think I've only had 2 new users. How on earth am I going to get this in here without destroying everything else on the desk? Like that. Cheers.